Everyone in the DSO world is wondering how AI will impact dentistry, their employees, and if it can boost efficiency and ultimately revenue. In this video, I'm going to explain exactly how AI can impact your DSO. And the reason I'm uniquely equipped to comment on this is because I built root data alongside a DSO called Shared Practices Group. My background is in startups, but I saw an opportunity in dentistry to improve the infrastructure and ultimately the efficiency of single practices and multi-location DSOs. And the reason is it seems like in dentistry, the tech is a little bit behind the curve of the rest of the technology world. A lot of these practices seem to run on old infrastructure, or the owners are confused about how AI can make improvements without being gimmicky. And the first thing I want to point out about AI is a lot of people are maybe afraid that AI is going to take their job in dentistry, but I think that could be further from the truth. AI actually makes people more efficient. It actually, in a sense, creates more work. That's why software engineering job postings are increasing. So for AI to completely eliminate your job in dentistry, that would mean that we solved all problems in dentistry and everybody's teeth were perfect. And as a dentist, I think you know how ridiculous that sounds, because I think from what I've learned so far is teeth problems are a byproduct of the modern diet, from when we transitioned from hunter-gatherers to more of a farming population. So people are always going to have problems with their teeth, and there's always going to be dentists to solve those problems. And as long as there's dentists to solve those problems, there's going to be employees that are going to be needed to support those dental offices and clean people's teeth, give them dental implants, do fillings, root canals, whatever else comes along with having a healthy mouth, because everybody knows that having a healthy mouth means you have a healthy body. So how exactly does AI help a dental office? Let's just start at the single dental office. They are trying to get more people into the chair, obviously. However, when people come in, right, it costs more money to advertise and get a new person in than it is to basically sell more services or procedures or products to someone who is a regular at your dental office. However, a dental office produces so much data, it's hard to focus on what to improve to ultimately boost your revenue and your profit. Is it hygiene appointments? Is it perio? Is it just getting people into the chair? It was very difficult to make sense of that, because the data tools on the market today in dentistry are clunky and built on the old ways of dentistry. They were built during a time in software where software was static, and now it's dynamic with AI. You can talk to AI like you're talking to a person. It acts like an intelligence layer on top of your dental practice. So at a minimum, AI can plug into your dental office and into your PMS and basically extract all the different data points, compare them, and help you calculate what is the most important data points to focus in on to ultimately boost the average revenue for clients, and also make sure that they keep coming back, right? And that brings me to the other point here, which is, let's just say you're a DSO and you have 10 different offices, that's a lot of different data points scattered across a lot of different PMSs. Usually in that situation, you will have to hire some sort of data analyst, consultant, or coach. However, AI makes extracting clear data and taking action on it much easier than if you're using current dental analytics software, right? Because you can have a conversation with it and it'll do the calculations directly right there in front of you, and you can ask it questions. If something doesn't make sense about the data, it will tell you exactly what that data means, how important it is, and essentially what you should focus on. And not only you as the founder of a DSO, but your entire staff. I think you would understand as an operator how difficult it is to get your entire front office, marketing team, sales, hygienists working in lockstep. If they're all working in lockstep, it increases the likelihood that you will be more efficient and boost revenue and profit, right? You can customize different workflows for your team to follow, and the information travels across different teams much faster. You don't have this middle layer of somebody having to not only extract the data, make sense of the data, but put it into a nice slide deck or document and then present it to your team to take action. That could take a month or months. Maybe you do it quarterly, maybe you do it monthly. Whatever that is, it will compress the time to understanding the data and taking action on it, which is extremely important when you're running a business, because a lot of these practices, from what I've noticed with root data, is they have tons of revenue leaks where they are extremely obvious for somebody who has AI deployed across all their practices to see. If you don't have AI, it makes it extremely difficult to see those revenue leaks and act on them. And it goes above and beyond just getting people in a chair, because a lot of these data points, they have correlations. If you boost hygiene, it will spill over to selling bigger ticket items, services, products, right? If you get people in the door cleaning their teeth, then they are more likely to purchase other services down the line, versus if they come in and they just have a root canal or a crown or whatever else, right? So there are all sorts of different little hidden or not so obvious data points that you as a DSO or a single practice owner can focus on, that your entire team can also focus on it at the same time, right? Because everything's hyper competitive as a business owner. There's a bunch of different dental practices. So what you focus on is extremely important. You want to make sure you're focusing on the highest leverage tasks, and that's exactly what AI can do. The other thing it can do is it can merge your marketing data with your PMS data very, very clearly, right? It doesn't have to be disconnected. It doesn't have to be where you download some marketing data, you analyze that, you download some PMS data, and then you analyze that, and then you try to piece everything together to make sense of it. In this case, maybe marketing is saying we need to spend more money here, but it's not reflecting correctly in the practice. You can kind of see clearly, you can have this dashboard that shows the top performing practices, and then you can dig into their data points and marketing data points or PMS data points to see exactly what they're doing. And through the process of elimination, you can determine whether it is a front office issue, is it a smile consultant or a sales consultant issue where they're not actually going through the necessary steps or upselling correctly? Is your front office missing phone calls? Are they not calling clients back quickly enough, right? Now, I know some of these software tools have this already, but it comes down to the speed at which you can extract and act on the data that a lot of these, well, probably most of these software tools just don't have right now if it's not built from the ground up with AI. So the other thing you can do is that a lot of these DSOs value different data points and different ways of working that other DSOs maybe don't need. Maybe you sell dental implants. Maybe you're a general dentist DSO, right? There's all sorts of different edge cases with AI that can be custom built to merge these data silos and make it easier for the teams to understand what is going on. Now, what could those edge cases be? That's only really, personal to you. However, I know, having built root data alongside a 50 practice DSO, that they had all sorts of different edge cases that none of this current dental software could actually address, or they didn't have the tools or services in their dental software to actually make sense of it, right? And a lot of the employees inside of the DSO were frustrated because it took so long to make sense of the data, and they were missing these huge gaps, right? Because what you can only act on what you measure, and if you're not measuring the right things, you're leaking revenue. It's as simple as that, right? And then, not to mention all the other little custom tools that you can build inside of a dental practice that maybe current software also doesn't offer at this stage in the game. And that's really when you can boost the efficiency of your DSO organization-wide. So with that, I just wanted to get your imagination going on what's possible with AI, because a lot of different people in dentistry are talking about AI, how it impacts the business, how it impacts employees. I can tell you for sure it's not going to eliminate more jobs than it creates. I think it's going to create more jobs because it's going to allow DSOs to solve these problems that they've wanted to solve for years and become more efficient. And I understand the DSO world is hyper competitive. Dentistry is hyper competitive nowadays, right? So any edge that you can create by moving faster and more efficiently on, not so obvious or hidden data points is something that you should be looking into to improve organization wide. So if you have any questions about root data, which you can start using it right away, it's a free month, you can test it, or you need some sort of custom solution for your DSO that maybe doesn't exist yet, we can definitely help you. And you can reach out to me at hello@rootdata.com or hello@rootdata.ai, or you can leave a comment below.